Morning drive. Oh, it is emotional. We've got a very special guest with us. She's a travel correspondent for the Life Desk at the Straits Times. Sarah Stanley is with us. Good morning, Sarah.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, we got to put Sarah's microphone on.
Oops.
There we go. Now we got
Hi,
it.
morning,
There we go.
yeah.
Now we got it. You've had an interesting trip to Italy.
I have. It was an exciting one.
Yes, Lake Como and all. Wow. We won't say anything. We leave it to
Okay,
Sarah when she's
correct.
ready to say. She will say. Okay, but today we are going to talk about something very important. Diarrhea. You know, when I read this morning, I came in this morning, right, and I go, okay, going abroad soon, question mark. Okay, fine. 4 ways to keep travelers' diarrhea. I'm going, hey, what's this? No,
I
but
think-
apparently it is true.
Yes.
So, and it's a lot worse than what we normally get. So you're writing this from a research perspective or personal experience?
Yeah, okay. So I'm lucky enough to say that I haven't gotten that bad.
Okay.
Choy, food poisoning
Okay,
yet.
good. Okay.
But I have heard really bad stories from a lot of friends. So I think it came up because year-end seasons, everybody's traveling.
Yeah.
Right, and then people, if they go nearby, for instance, some Southeast Asian countries are, notorious for this.
Yeah.
Then how do we curb it? And it's more common than we think, right?
Really?
I didn't know, but Health Hub says that it's between 20 and 60% of travelers that experience travelers' diarrhea.
Oh, no.
So that's a really high number,
That's
right?
very high.
Yeah.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
Yeah, so I thought it was worth a shot to talk about it.
It's very interesting because when I've done traveling, even in Europe, places like Morocco and Turkey, they tell you any vegetable that is
Yeah.
not cooked, don't touch.
Okay.
So salad bars and all that, don't touch.
Okay.
They will tell you your
didn't know that.
foreign stomach is not worth it. You can't take it.
And they expect people to have gut health issues.
Yeah.
Like, to have some kind of
Yeah.
diarrhea. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah,
but okay.
so we got warned about this. But you're saying that it is really common.
Yeah, it is. I mean, more common than we think, than I thought, for sure. Maybe because I didn't experience it in my travels, but people have, and it's just 20 to 60%.
What's the difference between the diarrhea that we get and the diarrhea that travelers get?
Okay, so I
Seriously.
posed this exact same question to doctors, and they said that travelers' diarrhea typically happens with unfamiliar pathogens, and it's typically around food.
Okay.
So it stems from a curiosity that travelers have, a bit more adventurous, when you go overseas and you want to try different foods.
Yeah, of course.
And it will come, like, the symptoms are supposed to come within, like, a matter of 3 days, for instance. Yeah, so it's supposed to come up really quickly, and it's always around food or,
Okay.
like, unsanitary conditions for water.
So what's the one thing that we
consumptions.
should be doing then?
Okay, so all the doctors I spoke to, which was about 3 to 4, they said that preparation is key. But everybody always says that. So what constitutes preparation?
Yeah.
It's checking whether your water is potable
Okay.
wherever you're at. To pack medication. I mean, I'm like guilty of not packing pochai pills, for instance, or like your pharmacy to stock medications, and to purchase insurance always. And what was the last thing you said? Oh, to immerse yourself in the culture without needing to try everything in bulk. So, try like a little bit here and there, and then let your stomach settle before you realize that, you're okay with it, or you don't want to eat so much of it. Yeah. so
Okay.
trial and error.
We will continue this conversation on Facebook. It's about travelers' diarrhea. So, so everything in moderation. But let's talk
Yes.
about the food. What's the biggest mistake that travelers make when they're eating overseas? Is it that they just gourmandize and they want everything?
Yeah, I think that is what it is. Also, I think it's not portioning. I mean, we said moderation, right? But also like just going straight in for foods that they think, I cannot find in Singapore or back home.
Yeah.
And then they eat it like in a huge portion, and then that becomes an issue. But also, when eating overseas, you have to check the environmental like conditions of where whatever food you're eating is from. So if it's being prepared in like an outdoors area, I think take extra precaution, because I did not know this, but traffic fumes make a difference.
Really?
Yeah, in your food. So says doctors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it might like introduce bacteria or like unfamiliar pathogens. And if it's been out in a display of a food store, you might want to take extra precautions because our stomach might not be so tuned for that kind of thing lah.
I've got to say, I always travel with my po chai pills and my charcoal.
Yeah, people do that. See, I don't do that because because I never kena before.
Me too. I never kena, but I always have it there.
So you need to do that, and you
I
also
love
need to get other
street food.
stuff.
Street
Me
food's
too.
Street
So this is
food's
something
Indian street food, the Thai street food. Oh, awesome.
So you're ticking all the boxes of where you need for Thai pills at.
The only one I haven't tried because I haven't visited the country yet is Cambodia. Everybody says you got to be very careful in Cambodia with the street food.
Is it because the foods are like unique meats, for instance, that kind of thing?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
kind of unique meats.
Yeah.
Okay, so street food lovers will want to know this. Is it really all bad news? I mean, are there safe bets when it comes to street food?
I was surprised that a doctor told me this, but he said flash fried foods might be your safest bet. People think, ironically, it's oil and you can't have it. But it kills the germs. Okay. And anything that's boiled in front of you, you can have it. It's a bit safer lah. So freshly prepared, freshly cooked foods. But they also hedge to ask how long these foods have been on display. Because I think sometimes we don't really ask these questions. We just assume that as long as it's cooked, it's fine to eat. But they say to ask the questions like, how long has it been there? And, how are you going to cook it?
I don't know. I just came back from Korea, I don't know if I walked up to some street guy and I go, how long has that chicken been sitting there?
100%.
Whether is he even going to be honest with
100%.
me?
So they say, just try, you never know. And if they are being honest about it, they're like, since, I don't know, morning yesterday, then you decide, whether or not you want to take it.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
Yeah.
So that's the only way to do it?
You mean safer bets?
Yeah, safer bets.
Yeah, freshly cooked or asking questions. That's what they say. Also, I think they did mention to avoid certain food groups like raw seafood, right? If you have a stomach that's, I know.
I go to Korea, it's raw crab.
I know, raw seafood at street food stalls.
Like street food stalls.
Things have been exposed because raw foods carry a bit more pathogens.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so they said that. And also if your stomach is not very lactose friendly, to avoid anything like cream, dairy based when it's in an outside. Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be risky.
Because it spoils quickly in warm weather, right?
Yeah.
Try to avoid that. And surprisingly, depending on person to person, the smell of something that's spoiled is subjective. Sometimes you're a bit more sensitive to spoiled food smells.
Yeah, smelly tofu. How the hell do you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or curd. Or some people do eat yogurt with curds and stuff.
Yeah.
So you might never know so it's subjective lah, basically. See how you smell and you taste and you realize it. Common sense apparently is what doctors say.
I don't know, man. Okay, what's this thing about hand sanitizers these days? Everybody carries hand sanitizers.
Yeah.
But in the old days, it was always wash your hands. Soap and water.
Yeah. So even during COVID, I think COVID was a peak of when everybody went into sanitization, right?
Yeah.
And then people started carrying hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
But I think doctors have observed that sometimes because you have the hand sanitizer handy, you might not feel the need to go to the washroom and get the real dirt off. So how it happens is that this one doctor told me, imagine if you run your hands through dog poo. And not something you want to hear in the morning. But
Yeah.
If you run
Enjoy
your hands
breakfast,
there,
folks. Yeah.
through dog poo, and you use sanitizer and you try to get that off, it's likely that you're trying to just spread the dog poo everywhere a little bit more. Maybe some will get off, but you're basically liquidizing it.
Yeah.
Liquefying, sorry. And then you don't wash your hands and you eat with those hands. So sanitizer doesn't do the full job. What you need to do is run it through water because water basically rinses everything off. And then you go to sanitizer and kill the remaining bacteria with alcohol. Yeah, okay, so, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of, on occasion, it's not in dog poo, my hands.
Yeah, no, but I would just sanitize and then you eat.
Yeah. So
I was doing that all the time in Korea.
Hand washing first, and then sanitizer if you have it, but always hand washing first.
So you all know this now, huh? Hand wash first, then the sanitizer.
Yes.
Question is, you got to find a loo first to do that.
Yes, indeed.
Washing.
Okay, so I realized in some toilets that you don't have soap or soap runs out.
Yes.
So I always have this tiny box of paper soap. Have you seen that?
These little sheets.
Yeah. So I have that handy in my bag because I've realized that certain washrooms don't have soap.
Yeah.
And that has come in handy on multiple occasions.
Even here in Singapore. Yes, I have run into toilets here that have run out of soap.
Okay, renal soap for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always have that handy. And even if I don't have like a water source, I sometimes use like regular bottled water to get it off. Yeah. So that's something you can do if you can't find a loo.
So it's po chai pills, charcoal, and sheets of soap.
Yes,
this
correct.
list is getting longer we go, guys. So just stick with us. Okay, so you need a big pouch. You need an overnight bag. It's the way we're going now. What's a must-have in your luggage to save you from being stuck in that hotel room?
Okay, so anything to do with gut health, I told you I don't bring like po chai pills. I don't bring that medication, right? But I always bring a bottle of medicated oil, like UE oil, like specifically. Okay, not like to say it does wonders or whatever, but I bring some kind of relief because I love like that cooling sensation on my stomach. So I bring that, and I always feel a little bit better, especially if I had a heavy meal or if I know like I had too much dairy, because that doesn't work for me, doesn't sit well for me. So medicated oil and Panadol. Just these two, for me it works that way.
I've got to say though, a lot of people worry about traveling in Asia. It's not just Asia. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, we've been warned about places in Europe. When my wife and I went to South America, I got violently ill.
Did you?
Very bad.
But do you know from what?
Again, it's the vegetables. It's the uncooked vegetables. It's always, every time I get hit, it's uncooked vegetables. It's weird, right?
Because they don't wash
it. They don't wash it properly. Like here, we wash our vegetables. We seriously wash our vegetables. There, they don't. They rinse it, they're done. And even though it's cooked or boiled or whatever, we feel that it doesn't work. Okay, we need to... Okay. Yeah, that song stopped. Sorry about that delay. We were talking about vegetables and why my issue has always been when we travel, every time I get sick, it's uncooked vegetables because they're just not washed the way we do.
It's strange because in certain countries, because you wash things, you need to be careful because the water source is not, I guess, like, you don't know where it comes from.
Right.
So the water might make the whatever you wash a bit,
that too.
Consumable.
Yet another thing that may happen. At what point do you, and you've spoken to doctors, at what point do you medicate yourself? At what point do you go see a doctor?
Okay, so doctors suggest between like 48 and 72 hours of having persistent symptoms like vomiting or diarrhea. But okay, from personal experience, and my housemate just had a pretty bad bout of food poisoning.
Oh.
There's no way she would have waited 48 to 72 hours because she had like vomiting spells about like 5 times in a span of a couple of hours, and then like 9 times she went to the toilet in 12 hours. There's no way she would have waited.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a play by ear, but if your symptoms are like manageable, then perhaps to wait the 48 to 72 hours because you might need to self-medicate, like drink more water or take the medication you bring, and then you go and see a doctor. 48 hours later, you can't really handle it anymore. Yeah, but it's a play-by-ear thing. I feel it's a play-by-ear thing. Yeah.
So, but the general rule of thumb is
48 to 72 hours.
48 to 72 if you can't get it.
That's right.
If you can't get it sorted by then that's where we go. Any common myths about travelers' diarrhea that doctors want to debunk?
Yeah, so I asked again and again, trying to ask like which food groups are people like going to be more susceptible to getting food poisoning from, and they said it could be anything. So it's not just like, we talked about raw seafood earlier and some dairy and stuff. While those might spoil a bit faster in certain climates, one of the doctors mentioned that you could get food poisoning from like an unwashed fork. Like forks that haven't been, or cutlery in general that haven't been washed properly. Yeah. Or you could get it from just like ice cubes specifically, because it's been made with certain types of water.
I've had that happen to me.
Right?
Yeah.
So you think it's okay because it's just keeping your drink cool and you're not having the ice cubes, but if it melts in your drink, that's where it goes. So you could get food poisoning from anything, basically. But they all want to say, like, not to be a Debbie Downer. And that as long as you observe, like, proper hygiene standards on your own, like washing your hands or, like, I guess wiping down your cutlery if you have, food-safe wipes, that the likelihood of you getting it just because you're eating anything is not very, like, high. So that's what they want to debunk, that it's not just these food groups. It could be anything.
So food poisoning does not necessarily come from the food
source.
you
That's
eat.
right. Yep.
It's everything else around it.
Yep.
That's really interesting, I've got to say.
Yep.
We've got something from our Facebook, have we? So someone said, so in conclusion, just don't eat or drink anything.
This is exactly what we were just saying, right?
Exactly.
About doctors trying not to be a Debbie Downer. Yeah.
So when you travel, carry your 2-minute noodles from
yes,
Singapore.
bring your mat, kidding. Immerse, but be careful.
Be careful. Because, I mean, seriously, like I cannot go to a country without trying its street food.
Same.
Because that's the real food that everyone eats, right?
Yeah, like the locals have it.
Yeah, it's what it's all about. Okay, so let's go back onto Facebook and we've got a couple more questions that we need to go through. So after writing this piece, when does it come out? Is it already
today?
out?
It comes out today, later today.
So after writing this piece, has it changed how you are going to travel and how you are going to eat overseas?
Yeah. I mean, okay, it has, particularly because my housemate just got one bad bout, right? And because of how terrible that was, and she called an ambulance to pick her up. Yeah, because she fainted at home from dehydration.
Oh, no.
That really shook me. And I was like, I need to get my medicine sorted when I go overseas and have hydration salts, for example, or rehydration salts. So I'm going to start finding these medications and packing them and keeping them in my bag. Yeah. But also to remember to drink water, because even though it's not directly related to how to handle food poisoning, doctors have said that if you drink water while these symptoms are like vomiting, diarrhea, right, you're trying to give your body time to heal when you hydrate.
And you're also cleansing yourself to a degree, aren't you?
I suppose, yes. Yeah. So just remembering to drink water and bringing all these medications along, I think it's been quite an eye-opener to see it happen firsthand. I gotta do that a bit more, packing stuff. Yeah, for sure.
And I think when we say water, we are talking bottled water.
Yes, so they did mention that too. One doctor suggested that from the time you get into a overseas destination, what he does is he buys 3 to 5 liters of water and he just keeps it in the room, because you don't know at that point whether or not your tap water is potable, or I don't know if your boiler is working or whatever. He goes to a supermarket and he gets bottled water, and I think that's probably the safest way to stay hydrated overseas.
Yeah, true enough. If you had to give travelers just one gut-saving rule, what would it be?
Okay, actually.
One gut.
One, right? I don't know if that's going to be...
If you've got 2 or 3, better yet.
Okay, no. I want to say that we didn't talk about probiotics, right? And prebiotics.
Yeah.
So what I thought was interesting from my conversations with these doctors is that actually the evidence out there to suggest that probiotics is the one source of gut-saving, I don't know, nutrients or whatever, right? It's not all that true. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's actually multidisciplinary, and you have to have water, you have to have your fiber, blah, blah, blah. But these days, people are so focused on probiotics.
They take it by pills. They take them every day.
Sachets and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So just basically, they're trying to say don't just put all your eggs in one probiotics basket.
Right.
And to think about the other things that might help your gut. But okay, if I have one gut-saving rule, what is it? I still think eat in moderation. I mean, I want to try everything.
Yeah, so do I.
Yes, exactly. But I just want to be sure that at that point it's not going to make me sick for the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
And I only tried that one thing. So I guess eat in moderation. Everything in moderation. Yeah.
Okay, some quick fire questions for you as we end off the interview. What was your biggest I learned this the hard way travel mistake?
Yeah, okay, not bring Panadol. But this is nothing to do with gut health. It's just because no Panadol, and I'm prone to migraines when I have a disrupted sleep cycle, and sometimes long flights do that. So learned it the hard way. Got a really bad migraine on one day, and then the next day I just was in bed.
Yeah, that's the worst, right?
Gone.
Window seat, aisle seat, or wherever they give you for free.
Wherever they'll give me for free.
Really? You don't care?
I'm a cheap... Okay, long flights I want window. Okay, let me think about it. Long flights I would like a window seat, but every other flight, put me on the wing. I mean...
Really?
Not you, right?
No, I will take an aisle seat.
I thought we talked about this before.
Because like crossing over people at 3 o'clock in the morning is like, oh Lord, everybody's asleep. Such a pain.
It is.
Yeah. What's one travel habit that you have that would probably annoy your travel buddies?
I'm that girl who's like, on the map it says 40-minute walk. And I'm like, guys, we can walk.
Oh,
no.
No. I had that in Korea. Yes. It's just down the road. 30 minutes later, you're walking.
Yeah, correct. If I have the Google Maps, I'll say, it's a short walk. And then nobody will believe me. So I'm that
You're that walker.
I'm that walker, yeah.
But I guess that's the way to see the city, isn't it?
I suppose, but sometimes it's not just that. It's just like, public transport, you have to crowd with everybody and like, why not take a nice breezy walk on the road?
I guess it works.
Right?
I guess it works. Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming in and sharing traveler's diarrhea with us.
Sorry.
No, I think it's really important. A lot of people just go, I got diarrhea. They don't understand. And it's interesting that you brought up the fact that it's not just the food, it's the utensils, it's everything else that's involved that can give you that bad belly.
Yeah.
And it can get really, really bad and ruin an entire holiday.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.